Okay, so the next common issue we're going to talk about is the cutting system height failure. So the robot running an error where it basically can't raise its blades to the top or can't lower its blades for whatever reason that might be. The errors that you actually see on the screen on your actual app, and we'll put a picture up here for that, is traversing to task area failed during recharge. It also has other ones where the robot cannot work because of the angle position sensor lift motor disconnected or something along those lines. Anything to do with the height adjustment or not being able to get home from an area typically can be to do with this issue. So generally there's a few things in this one, Glenn, isn't there? Because this one reports very differently with different customers because people they're not really understanding what's actually going on. But the first one I know of is that the robot essentially finishes mowing the area, goes into mode where it says, okay, it's time to go home, and just stops. Just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. Or goes to an area and stops because it can't drop the blades to the height.
Yeah.
We believe the issue, what causes this issue, we think, is the build-up of grass on the arms where it can't get up.
Even if it gets to the point where it actually ends up being faulty. The issue is generally being caused because that it had grass built up there previously. Yeah, that's exactly right. So, like I said, so realistically, the issue you're going to see is mostly to do with the robot just stopping. And if you're not present when that happens, then the robot will stop, go into failure mode or into error mode. It'll sit there for 10 minutes, and then it'll turn off. And then you'll have issues connecting to it because the robot's turned off. Because we quite often get customers that'll say, it's a connection issue, I can't connect, it just turns off and I can't connect to it. When what really happened was that the robot had too much grass build up, it couldn't raise its blades or lower its blades. It went into error and it turned itself off, which is what it's supposed to do.
But again, screenshots of the notifications.
That
tells us exactly
what's going on.
What it's going on. If it's going home, you'll see it in the notifications and error codes.
So the thing that causes this, and we might actually pull the robot over to this one because it's we really need this one to be really quite clear. We might just flip it completely upside down here. We haven't actually lowered the blades down this one here. So look, the real reason why this occurs is just pure and simply because underneath this blade guard here, so it's literally right underneath the blade guard, it gets completely packed up with grass. And we'll put a couple of photos up on the screen here. But the image you're looking at there now shows you how much grass can actually build up underneath the blade guard. It's a massive amount. And what really causes is that every time the robot goes out to mow, it raises its blades to the top, it then goes out to the area, then once it goes out the area, it drops its blades down, starts mowing, mows the whole area, grass goes on top of the blade disc, or the blade guard I should say, and then when it finishes, it raises its blades back up again and it compacts the grass. So it does that over and over and over again.
So an easy way to tell is see how they're sitting flat. If there's something under the guard, that'll be pushed up, or you'll see one or two. They'll be pushed right up, and it can be quite noticeable.
And this issue of grass being built up under there, it actually causes other issues that we could talk about in other common issues that you have with LUBA. But for this one, it really is. The grass just builds up under there, and it just can't go up to the top. So if it can't get to the top sensor, it then it basically just fails to do anything. It says I can't get there, so therefore I'm going to stop. So again, the way to fix it, Glenn. Clean.
Yes,
exactly right. It's always about cleaning.
Because a lot of they are fully autonomous, but they do need maintenance.
Correct.
It's like your push mower, your ride on, all of that needs maintenance. And the only real maintenance you do with these guys is clean. Blades, and that's pretty much it. But the grass build-up can be the cause of a lot of issues.
Exactly right. And it really is. Like I said, even the previous common issue we recorded was the cutting system blocked. It's all the same thing. It's just from cleaning and cutting too much grass, which is another one that sort of doesn't help with these guys when it comes to they build up a grass on there. If you're cutting too much grass, it's going to build up grass a lot quicker underneath the body, and it's going to build up grass a lot quicker up underneath the
especially if it's wet.
Yeah, that's right. Especially if it's wet. That's right. So, cutting less grass more often is always the number one tip across the board. Try and reduce. Basically, how do we explain it, Glenn? It's work it more, but not as hard. So send it out for more hours, more often going out and mowing, but it's not strained as much when it's actually going.
You do more but less.
That's exactly right.
So mow more often.
Mow more often.
3-4 times a week if you have to.
Yeah, at least 3 times a week. You really want to get it through.
Yeah. And just keep sending them out. And if your grass is long, start at the high position and work your way down.
Or cut that grass down first.
Wait till it's all uniform at that height, then drop it down. Don't sort of do half of it and drop down, because it'll look terrible.
Right. It's another one we talk about here all the time, is about the robot having control of the grass, because basically when you get a new customers have got tall grass or thick grass, whatever it might be, they put it out there and they just work its guts out, trying to get this maintenance mower to do the mowing for them, to mow it down. It's not what it's designed to do, and they end up with all these issues over and over and over again. Once the robot's been out and it's mowing the area consistently every day or every other day, and it's got control of the mowing area, then most of these issues tend to sort of fade away.
So once it takes control, then it should be okay.
Right. Yeah, it's right. It really
but it has to take control first.
So you've got to be a bit persistent when you first get robot mowers, and that's not just LUBA. This is all robot mowers. When you first get them, you do have to be a bit persistent, and try and understand why it's doing what it's doing, rather than just sort of straight away going it's not fit for purpose, or it can't do the job.
Yes,
exactly right.
Yeah, that's right, and you're learning as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so,
correct. That's right. The customer's learning all the way. You only know what you know. It's another
exactly.
one we say around here all the time. All right, so if the customer's gone through with this one and they've cleaned everything out properly as per our video, watch our video, as per our video, then and it's still doing the same thing where it says cutting height system, or the more typical one actually at that point in time is the angle position sensor not found, or disconnected, it says, doesn't it?
Yeah. So that's something that's a phone call.
Yep.
And to be honest, it's very rarely mechanical.
Yeah.
It's usually the encoder.
Just the encoder on top of the board there.
So we've had them where they've got stuck out of position. So the cutting deck's out of position.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
At say it's 60 and it thinks it's 70. You get the same issue.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to mention. Actually, was that it's exactly that. Is that how the customer can try and identify this themselves?
Yes.
Is that take everything on, clean everything else properly, and then just go into manual mode and just lower your blade system all the way to the bottom. Check that it actually is all the way to the bottom, which will have the blade guard down here somewhere. Check that it is down to the bottom, and then take it all the way to the top and make sure it actually is at the top.
So the app will tell you that it's changing, but it may not be doing a thing on the robot.
But it might not be doing it. So although it'll be out of sync, you might be able to raise it up, and you'll say you're raising it to 70 millimeters, but the robot only goes to 30 millimeters or something like that. What it might be, and it's still way down.
Exactly, and it won't all the time show up an error issue, but you will notice it's not moving.
That it's not in the right place.
And the sure sign is if you can go out and mow at 70, and you can't mow at 40, you've got a problem.
Yeah, typically it's going to be something to do with that sensor again. So we haven't had a lot of those, but there's been a few.
There's been a few lately, but it's not something that's been a major issue.
Right. Outside of that, so again, if you think there's actually something, that you've got an actual issue with the robot, well then call us, because that's what we're here for. Call us. Screenshots and videos, people. Send us screenshots and videos, all that sort of thing, so we can actually get to it, so we can actually understand what the problem actually is, and we'll certainly help you out. Again,
our customers will always get full support.
We'll always get that support that they need.